Tonight, before your eyes close and the world grows quiet, a doorway opens. It is small and soft and easy to miss, yet it leads to the life you keep seeing in your heart. The doorway is the drowsy edge of sleep. Step through it with a simple, loving intention, and you can carry a new state of being into your tomorrow. Not by force, not by struggle, by gentle acceptance, by a quiet yes. Think of state as the mood of your inner world. It is the tone of your self-talk, the posture of your heart, the feeling you wear even when you say nothing at all. We all move through many states each day. Some feel heavy and doubtful, others feel light and sure. The secret is this: what you consistently accept as true in your state, you will eventually see as fact in your world. As within, so without. When you change your state, you change the way life answers you. Night is the perfect time for this shift because your mind is most open then. The outer noise is fading. The day's masks are loosening. In that warm borderland, your imagination speaks to your deeper self, and your deeper self believes. There is no effort here, only a gentle choosing. What I softly assume in love, I soon become. Make that your quiet promise as you settle into bed. Let's make it simple. Lie down the way you normally do. Let your breath slow. Let your body feel heavy, supported, safe. That feeling of safety matters. When you feel safe, you can let go. Now choose one desire that matters to you, not a dozen. One. Something clear and kind. A new job. A peaceful home. A healed relationship. A steady, joyful confidence. Choose a small, living scene that would be true if that desire were already yours. Not the whole movie, just a single sweet frame that carries the flavor of your wish fulfilled. Imagine it as if it were happening now. You can see it or hear it or simply know it. Maybe it is a friend saying, "I'm so happy for you." Maybe it is the weight of a new key in your hand. Maybe it is laughter at your own table. Keep the scene short and loop it softly. Let it be simple enough that your mind does not wander. What is simple is stable. If your thoughts drift, bring them back with kindness, the way you would guide a child's hand. Here is a story. A woman felt anxious about a job interview. Instead of playing the interview again and again in her head, she went to the end. In bed, half asleep, she imagined her phone lighting up with a call from the company and heard herself say, "Thank you so much, yes." She felt the warmth in her chest and the relief in her shoulders. She did this for a few nights. The interview came and went. She stayed calm. A week later, the call came, almost word for word. But more than the call, she'd already shifted. She had moved into the state of the woman who was wanted, valued, chosen. The world simply met her there. Feeling is the seal. Let the feeling of your chosen scene soak in like warm light. If seeing is hard, feel the finished fact. The texture of the chair in your new office, the hug at the doorway you once feared would stay shut, the ease of checking your bank app and smiling. Do not strain. Let the scene be a lullaby, not a marching order. Your drowsiness is your ally. The edge of sleep is not a problem. It is the bridge. Some nights your day will try to follow you into bed. Old conversations replay, doubts put on loud shoes. This is where a gentle practice helps. Whisper inside, "I remember when this was my problem." It is a soft, playful line that moves the old state into the past. I remember when money felt tight. I remember when we were uncertain. By saying, "I remember when," you stand in the new state and look back from safety, not struggle. Do this lightly. Smile if you can. The old scene loosens, and the new one takes root. Another helpful practice is to revise your day before sleep. Think back to the part that pinched your heart, and remake it as you wish it had been. If someone spoke sharply, picture them kind. If you fumbled your words, imagine yourself calm and clear. Don't argue with the past, restate it in love. What you accept after dark will color the morning. You are not lying to yourself, you are watering the seed of who you choose to be. Remember your inner conversations. They build the stage you walk on. If you find yourself muttering, "It never works for me," notice it without judgment and switch the script. Say within, "It is already moving for my good." Say, "Life is for me." Say, "I am guided and kept." This is not about pretending the world is perfect. It is about deciding who you are inside it. Your new inner word becomes flesh in your outer story. If faith ever feels hard, keep it small and near. A long walk is made of steps. Take one step each night into your new state. Some like to hold a prop, an envelope, a key, a printed email. Others prefer only the feeling. Do what makes your heart unclench. There is a sacred line that says, "When you pray, believe you have received, and it will be yours." Let that be your guide. In this practice, prayer is not begging. It is assuming the end in love. It is accepting the gift and resting in gratitude until sleep gathers you. In the morning, do not go looking for signs like a detective. Live from your new state the way you would wear a soft sweater. You do not need to announce it. You simply act in quiet agreement with it. If your state is, "I am secure," you will notice you speak a little slower, make choices from calm, and say no when your peace costs too much. If your state is, "I am loved," your texts carry warmth, and your eyes search for the best in others. The world hears the tone before it hears the words. Here is another story. A shop owner felt trapped by slow days. At night he entered the drowsy state and saw a simple scene tearing open a small, thick stack of order slips and saying, "This is becoming normal." He felt the weight of the slips and the quiet pride of honest work flowing. Within a month, a neighbor with a larger space offered a shared pop-up weekend that led to a new supplier seeing his goods, which led to a steady stream of online orders. Was it magic? It was a man choosing a state and letting life meet it. He stopped worshiping his fear and started resting in his future. Use words with care. Short, present tense phrases work like lullabies as you drift. I am chosen. I am guided. This is done. Let them ride the breath. They are not spells. They are reminders. Your deeper self hears and agrees. And why not let gratitude finish the night? Thank the end as if it were already sitting at the table with you. Gratitude is quiet faith in motion. If old doubts shout, you can smile at them. They are only echoes of a past state. You do not fight echoes. You let them fade by no longer feeding them. If a worry story tries to play, press pause and replay your chosen scene once or twice, as likely as a sigh. Then let sleep take you. Trust the process even when the surface seems still. Seeds do their slow work in the dark, and then all at once a green thread appears. Do not measure by the clock. Measure by your softness. Are you entering sleep more relaxed? Are you walking through your day a little kinder to yourself? That is the state shifting. Sometimes the outer changes wait until the inner ground is truly new. That is not delay. That is a firm foundation being poured. Keep choosing, not forcing. Keep assuming, not arguing. Keep loving, not checking. There is a lovely truth whispered through time. You call the unseen as though it was seen. That is this method. You call the finished picture to mind with love. You let it color your heart, and you rest. You do it not once with tension, but night after night with ease. And as you do, you notice that the people, paths, and chances you need come into view right on time. You could call it coincidence, or you could call it a faithful universe answering your faithful inner word. Tonight, when your head meets the pillow, decide who you are. Not what you hope will come, not the list you fear is missing, who you are. Choose a state that honors you and honors others. Step into it by feeling one true, simple scene. Wrap yourself in it like a blanket. Let it hold you as you drift. If you wake in the night, return to it the way you return to a favorite song. This is a kind art. It does not push, it allows. The more lovingly you practice, the more natural it becomes. And as it becomes natural, life becomes simpler. Doors open at the right moment. Conversations flow. Solutions show up through people you had not met yet. Your days start to look like the scene you fell asleep with because you brought that scene out of the private room of the heart and gave it the air of your faith. So breathe, soften, choose. Assume in love and sleep in peace. You are not trying to force tomorrow. You are inviting tomorrow by the way you end today. The art of shifting states before sleep belongs to you. It has always been yours. Use it gently and let your life rise to meet the truth you are finally willing to accept. If sleep feels far away, try softening into the feeling first and the picture second. Let the picture be the doorway, but let the feeling be the room you enter. The feeling is the real secret in this method. What you feel as true, you allow to be born. Say it quietly inside. Then breathe like someone who has already arrived. Breathing carries messages to your whole body. A slow, steady breath tells your nervous system we are safe. And when you feel safe, your imagination becomes clear and generous. There's power in treating this like a friendly game. You are not trying to pass a test. You are playing with a scene until it feels natural. Pretend you're an actor slipping into a role right before a scene. Only the role is your chosen self. You do not need to convince anyone else. You're only convincing your own heart. I am that now, not someday, not if. Now, in the quiet of this night, as a simple choice, another story wants to be told. A man had been shy about speaking up in meetings. He knew his ideas could help the team, but his voice would tighten. At night, he dropped into that drowsy edge and imagined a colleague clapping him on the shoulder after a meeting and saying, "Great point today." He didn't rehearse the whole meeting. He rehearsed the afterglow. He felt his own easy grin. He felt the steadiness in his stomach. Within weeks, he found himself raising his hand without forcing it. It felt like he'd always been the sort of person who could share calmly. And because he felt that way, others began to treat him that way too. Sometimes the day brings a stubborn worry. When that happens, meet it with a loving contradiction. If the worry says, "You're behind," answer gently, "I'm right on time." If it whispers, "Nothing changes," answer, "Everything is moving in my favor." Not as an argument, but as a shift of center. You are deciding where to stand within yourself. Stand where the promise is already true. There's a sacred line that says, "Call things that are not seen as though they were, and then rest." This is not denial. It is creative fidelity. If you wake in the middle of the night, take it as a little in. Citation. Don't turn on a light. Don't pick up your phone. Roll into your scene for a minute or two, just long enough to taste the feeling again. Smile in the dark like someone with a good secret. You are letting your deeper self know which world you prefer. The night is a loyal servant to the mood you carry into it. Keep your scenes human and warm. If money is your concern, imagine not the hard numbers, but the relief and ease that would be ordinary once the numbers are solved. Hear a friend say, "You always handle things so gracefully." Feel the soft pride of keeping promises to yourself. If love is your concern, imagine the quiet rituals that go with a settled heart, an extra place setting on autopilot, a coat hung next to yours, a message that says, "Here if you need me." What you normalize inside becomes natural outside. Language matters. Some words make your shoulders rise, other words make them drop. Speak inside with words that drop your shoulders. Of course, naturally. That's like me. Try them on and see how they feel. Of course I'm welcomed. Naturally I'm supported. That's like me to receive good news. These little phrases set the posture of your state. They don't push, they place. There's a quiet trick for sticky memories. If you catch yourself replaying a moment you didn't like, float above it and soften the edges. Lower the volume on the voices. Brighten the light in the room. See yourself responding from your preferred state, as though you always had. You are not editing history to fool yourself. You are training the heart to expect a kinder pattern. I remember when I would overthink, you might say, and feel the smile of someone who doesn't anymore. If you worry about doing it right, release the pressure by choosing a tiny success. Imagine receiving a message that says, "Good news." You don't even need to know what the news is. Let your body learn the feeling of being on the receiving end of life's kindness. Let that become familiar. Then, when you move to a specific desire, your system already knows how to relax into good news. Familiarity is friendly power. Reward yourself for the practice, not the result. Whisper a soft, "Well done," as your eyes close. You're carving a groove in your mind that says, "This is who we are now." Someone who ends the day in faith. Someone who lets love have the last word. That alone shifts tomorrow's tone. And if the outer world seems slow, don't measure it by today's clock. Measure it by today's softness. How quickly you can return to the chosen state is a beautiful measure of growth. If you share a bed or a room, you can keep this entirely inward. No one needs to know. Your state does not depend on anyone else's agreement. If you live alone, say a line or two softly out loud before sleep and then fall silent. Let the silence do its work. Sometimes the best prayer is a sigh that says, "Thank you." spoken from the end you've already accepted. Let your mornings become a quiet continuation instead of a cold start. When you wake, recall your scene for a breath or two and step out of bed like someone who has the thing they used to want. Reach for your toothbrush the way a secure person reaches. Make coffee the way a peaceful person makes coffee. State is not only for night, it is clothing you wear all day. The more you wear it, the lighter it becomes. If doubt feels loud during the day, don't build a case against it. Nod and say, I remember when I used to doubt this, and go on with your chosen tone. You are not obligated to explain your faith to your fear. You are only invited to hold your place. A seed doesn't argue with the soil. It rests in what it is becoming and lets the sun keep its promise. You may notice what some call a bridge of events, little steps and coincidences, each that escort you from where you were to where you're going. Welcome them without dissecting them. A chance conversation, an old email resurfacing, a sudden idea in the shower. Respond like someone who expected help to arrive. Your state will use whatever is at hand. You only need to keep your grip on the end, lightly but surely, the way you'd hold a friend's hand in a crowd. If you feel tempted to pick a new desire every night, don't. Give your heart the gift of focus. Stay with one scene until it feels settled. When a state is planted deeply, it doesn't crack under the day's weather. You'll know you're rooted when you find yourself acting, speaking, and choosing from that place without trying. It's like discovering you hum a song you didn't realize you'd been playing. Let gentleness be your sign. If the practice makes you tense, simplify. Shorten the scene. Trade the picture for the feeling. Trade the feeling for one word that holds the whole thing, a word you can breathe with. Peace. Chosen. Home. Whole. Let the word glow inside your chest as you drift. Words can be lamps when pictures feel fuzzy. There is a kindness in not checking the soil every hour to see if the seed has sprouted. Let the night do what the night knows. Your part is to choose the end and rest in it. The rest belongs to larger hands. And if you need a line to rock you towards sleep, use this: what I accept in love, I become. Let that line be the last sound in your mind before the hush takes over. And let the hush carry what you've chosen into the quiet places where new mornings are made. When you want to deepen the practice, add a little ritual that helps your body know it's time to shift. Dim a light, fold a blanket over your feet, rub a drop of calming oil on your wrists, hold a warm mug and let the steam touch your face. These small cues tell your whole system, we're safe now. We can change Chan. Else. The point isn't the object, it's the softness it invites. Softness is the soil where new states take root. If pictures feel slippery, lean on sound. Hear a short sentence that would be normal if your wish had already blossomed. You did it. We're proud of you. It all cleared. Welcome aboard. Let the voice be familiar, as if it belongs to someone who loves you. Maybe it's your own voice. Maybe it's a friend's voice. Repeat the line lightly until your chest warms. A single true sentence felt is enough to turn the inner tide. Some like to use touch. If your desire is health, place a hand over the part of your body that needs peace and breathe whole. If your desire is love, rest a hand over your heart and breathe chosen. If your desire is provision, place your hand on your pocket or purse and breathe provided. These gestures are not magic tricks. They are gentle agreements between your body and your belief. There is a quiet grace in blessing your day as you enter the night. Whisper, everything that happened is working toward my good. You are handing the raw clay to wiser hands. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind, says a timeless line. Renewal happens best when you give the day to the night without clinging. You are not abandoning responsibility. You are choosing the highest inner response to what has already passed. If you are working with the method in a shared home, let your props be invisible. A breath, a phrase, a slight smile as you settle. No one needs to see what you are becoming to benefit from it. Your state will speak for you in how you move and respond tomorrow. People will feel something different and may not have words for it. You will. You'll say inside, I chose it last night. Let's visit another story. A student felt crushed by exam anxiety. Studying helped, but the panic stole her memory when it mattered. At night, she chose a tiny scene, walking past the campus notice board and catching a glimpse of her name next to the word passed. then feeling the quick rush in her belly and the soft laugh that escapes when relief wins. She looped 5 seconds of that, no more, and let herself doze. On test day, she still felt flickers of fear, but something steadier held. The score came a week later. She passed. More importantly, she no longer wore the identity of the one who freezes. She had switched states from "I'm in danger" to "I'm guided." If impatience knocks, meet it with a smile and a question. What if the seeming delay is kindness? What if something is aligning for your best? You don't have to know the pattern to trust the process. Trust is a state. Wear it to bed like a soft shirt. I lay down and sleep, I wake again, for I am kept, says another old promise. Let that promise be the bed beneath your mattress. Give yourself permission to enjoy the bridge of events. Enjoy the emails that come out of nowhere, the conversations that bloom, the idea that chooses your shower to arrive. You don't have to credit every step to your practice, and you don't have to separate it either. Life is the single flow meeting your chosen tone. You set the tone before sleep. The song plays during the day. If you ever feel you can't feel it, try this gentle doorway. Imagine how you would walk to the kitchen if it were already done. Just that. One small walk. Then imagine how you would reply to a message if you were already secure. One short reply. Then imagine how you would brush your teeth if you were already loved, already chosen. Let your body borrow the future for a minute. You'll notice your breath deepen and your shoulders drop. That drop is the door. There's also power in choosing a symbol that belongs to your new state. A ribbon in a favorite color, a small stone from a happy day, a quote writ, N on the inside of a notebook cover. Glance at it before bed and say inside, this is like me. Not I wish, not someday, but this is like me. Identity statements carry weight. I am sets the mold, life pours into it. If your desire involves other people, bless their freedom even as you hold your end. You don't need to control a single soul to live your chosen state. Picture the quality you desire: harmony, respect, mutual joy, rather than a specific scene that manipulates. The deeper self hears qualities more clearly than ultimatums. When you stand in a state of harmony, the relationships that fit will warm, and those that do not may gently shift or fade. That too is an answer. Try a midday micro rest when you can. Close your eyes for 60 seconds. Breathe once like you do at night, and recall your scene just long enough to taste it. You are reminding your nervous system of home base. This keeps the evening practice from feeling like a single heroic effort. It becomes a rhythm, like tides. There's a sweet move for sticky doubt. Agree with it just long enough to walk past it. You're right. You can say to the chatter, it used to be hard. Then add, and now it's becoming natural. Old state honored, new state assumed. You didn't fight, you flowed. Flow returns you to the edge of sleep with less noise to soothe. Another story arrives. A mother carried a quiet worry about her child's health. At night, she didn't picture charts or hospital rooms. She pictured a simple scene at the dinner table, her child asking for seconds, and everyone laughing about a silly joke. She felt the ordinary relief of a normal evening. Within weeks, appointments shifted, treatments adjusted, and energy returned. The outer steps had their place, but the mother's heart had already moved into healthy home, and the world caught up. Let your inner words be present and finished. Not I will be, but I am. Not it will happen, but it has happened, and I am grateful. Gratitude is the language of possession. It says, I have received. It doesn't try to convince, it recognizes. Recognition is calm power. If fear says, what if it doesn't work? Answer, what if it already has? And allow your chest to rise as if yes were true. This is not denial of facts, it's placement of faith. Faith chooses a seat in the theater before the scene changes because it knows the script at a deeper level. We walk by faith and not by sight, goes a line many have loved. You are not ignoring sight. You are choosing which instrument leads. Revising the day can be playful. If someone cut you off in traffic, see yourself smiling and letting them in, then catching every green light anyway. If you spilled coffee on your shirt before a meeting, see yourself stepping into the room fresh, greeting the team with ease and hearing a compliment you didn't expect. Your brain stores the revised pattern and offers it back tomorrow when something similar happens. You are tutoring your future. When you choose a state, choose the kind of person who would never need to ask, is it working? That person walks, speaks, and rests as if the answer is part of their name. Try wearing that posture for a minute before bed, not stiff, soft and assured, the way a lighthouse stands without trying to glow. The glow is its nature. Your new state becomes your nature by friendly repetition. You can also bless others from your chosen end. Before sleep, imagine a friend succeeding in their honest desire. Feel the joy for them as if it were yours, because joy has no walls. The love you give from your state strengthens your state. Give, and it will be given to you, says that old stream of wisdom. Giving in a good multiplies the same good inside you. Keep your scene short, your phrases simple, and your tool light. The lighter you touch, the easier it becomes to repeat tomorrow. Think of this as tending a candle, not welding steel. Candles don't respond to force. They respond to cupped hands and shelter from wind. Your practice is the cupped hand around the flame of who you are choosing to be. If a difficult memory barges in as you're drifting, redirect with a gentle question. If the best had already happened, what would this moment feel like right now? Not what would I do in 2 months, not what would the world look like in a year. What would this very breath feel like? Then breathe that feeling once or twice. You have shifted from story to state, and state is the steering wheel. Notice tiny confirmations and let them be enough. The barista remembering your name when you usually feel invisible. The email that lands sooner than expected. The way you catch yourself speaking more kindly to your reflection. These are petals on the path. Collect them in your heart without making a spreadsheet. Let the heart learn that goodness is normal here, and on nights when you don't have the energy to imagine anything at all, there is still a simple door. Lie very still and breathe this line in and out. Loved, kept, guided. In on loved, out on kept, in on guided. Let it rock you. Your deeper self understands lullabies. Even a night of only, this is not a lost night. It is a night of planting trust without words. If you're the type who keeps a notebook by the bed, write one line that belongs to your new state and glance at it before closing your eyes. A single sentence can carry a whole season of your life if you let it. Something like, I move through the day with ease, or I am welcomed wherever I go. Keep it friendly, keep it near. Let the line become the last taste on your tongue before the hush. You can make your bedroom speak your future in small ways. Place an object, here you'll see it from the pillow that whispers the story you're choosing. A framed photo from a day you felt proud. A postcard from a city you're ready to visit as the person you are becoming. An award you gave yourself because you finally treat your effort with kindness. These are not trophies to stare down your fear. They are reminders that your inner world sets the tone for the outer. If you ever notice the mind insisting on how things must happen, smile and let the pathway be free. You pick the end, the way will pick itself. The bridge of events might look ordinary while being wonderfully precise. A missed train that leads to a conversation. A wrong turn that leads to an open door. A lull in work that gives you the exact hour you needed. Rest in the knowing that the deepest part of you is a faithful guide and that guidance loves a relaxed heart. Here's a gentle experiment for nights when your imagination feels dull. Pretend a dear friend has asked you how you did it. How you became so steady, so joyful, so clear. In that drowsy edge, answer them in 1 or 2 sentences, as if it were already real. Hear yourself say, I began ending my days in the feeling of peace, and it taught the morning who I was. Or, I stopped rehearsing fear and started rehearsing gratitude. Let your own voice convince you. Your voice is powerful when it speaks from the end. Another story wants to meet you. An artist felt blocked, staring at a blank canvas after long days at a day job. At night, instead of imagining galleries and speeches, they pictured a tiny scene, wiping the last bit of paint from a finished piece, stepping back and whispering, yes, that's it. They felt the quiet, satisfied tiredness of honest creation. The next week, a neighbor offered a shared studio corner. The week after, a small commission. But the real shift happened first. The artist had already moved into the S. Tate of I create with ease, and the world began reflecting back chances to do what they had already accepted as true. Let yourself be surprised by how little effort this takes when you allow it. You might catch yourself smiling for no reason in the middle of the afternoon. That is your state humming in the background. The old habit may try to ask for proof. It's fine to nod at it and keep moving. You are growing comfortable with good. Comfort with good is a skill. Practice it the way you practice any craft, lightly daily without scolding yourself on evenings filled with noise or a busy home. Remember that this practice is inward and portable. You can do it on a bus seat with your forehead against cool glass, on a couch while a show murmurs, or in a line at the pharmacy with your eyes half closed for a breath. A quick return to your chosen tone, felt sincerely, for even a few seconds, is like watering a plant. It adds up. It matters. Notice how your body loves the truth you choose. Shoulders drop, jaw softens, eyes warm. The body is a faithful student of the heart. When you catch those signs, thank them. Inner gratitude keeps the channel open. Thank you for learning. You might say inside to your own breath, your own hands, your own heartbeat. Gratitude teaches the nervous system that the new state is safe to keep. If comparison tries to steal your joy, bless the person you almost envied and quietly claim the quality you admired as your own. If you loved their courage, breathe in courage. If you loved their calm, breathe in calm. You are not stealing. You are recognizing the same seed within yourself. Recognition is a kind of adoption. Adopt the qualities that fit your chosen end and tuck them into bed with you. Let the word ordinary become sacred. The more ordinary your scene feels, the faster it settles. Ordinary is not small. Ordinary is stable. The hug in the doorway. The quick text that says you did well. The way your shoes feel when you walk into a place that once made you nervous and now feels like your own room. Make your end ordinary on the inside, and the outside will stop arguing. There is a sweetness in forgiving the day before you revise it. If something stung, say, I forgive this, and feel your chest open a notch. Then do your gentle edit. Forgiveness clears the canvas so the new stroke can take. You are not excusing what hurt. You are freeing yourself to choose a better pattern. Patterns are loyal to the state that births them. If your desire is clarity, imagine an inbox that feels empty at the right times, a calendar that breathes, a desk that looks like an invitation. Feel the lightness of an organized mind. Do not bully yourself into order. Embody the state of I handle what is mine peacefully and watch your hands reach for the next right thing without the old push. You may find yourself using kinder words about others as this deepens. That's a beautiful sign. When your state says, I am supported, it becomes natural to see others as potential allies rather than obstacles. You will bless strangers in your oughts and notice how often they show up as friends. The world has more doors than you realized. When you walk in, the feeling of welcome. When the old story asks for attention, keep your reply short and soft. I remember when I lived there, you can say, I live here now. Then return to the little scene, the short phrase, the warm breath. Return without drama. Returning is the art within the art. Every return is a vote for who you are choosing to be. There is a promise that says you can ask for wisdom and receive it without being scolded. Let that promise guide you if you ever wonder which desire to choose first. Ask inwardly, which end serves love best right now? The answer may be peace in your chest or a picture or a single word. Trust the first gentle nudge. Gentle is the language of the edge of sleep. Let your evenings become a sanctuary from performance. You are not auditioning for the future. You are inhabiting it in love. Let that quiet truth sink as you lie down. You are not trying to earn your new state. You are allowing it. Allowing is softer than trying, yet far more powerful. Allowing is the inner yes that makes space for life to reorganize around you. And if you need one more way to begin tonight, make your last act a tiny kindness that your future self would do without thinking. Lay out a glass of water. Set your shoes neatly. Send that thinking of you message. Then slip under the covers and feel the simple rightness of living as the person you chose. You have already stepped into the state. Now let sleep carry it the rest of the way. So tonight, when the room grows tender and the noise of the day steps back, choose your end and let it hold you. You are not waiting on the world. The world is waiting on your state. Breathe like someone already received. Feel the gentle yes of the life you've claimed and slip over the drowsy edge carrying that feeling. G like a lamp. What you accept in love, you become. Let gratitude be the last sound in your chest. Let trust be the blanket over your shoulders. Sleep as the one who has already answered, already chosen, already home, and rise to a morning eager to agree.